Hey there Taurus, how are you guys doing? I really hope that this reading finds you well. Welcome to your end of June 2019 reading. Back with me again, Anisa from your stereo. For those of you who are new to my channel, hello. And for those of you who have been a long time, welcome back. So how have you guys been doing lately? So as usual, this is going to be a relationship spread, meaning that you could always apply this with anyone in your life. It could be with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, exes, crushes, fiance, family members, anyone. I'm basically just going to be picking up your relationship energy in general, all right? And don't forget to also check your sun, moon, or Venus sign, because for me personally, I realize that with my readings, I resonate much more with my Venus sign rather than my sun sign. Probably because my Venus in 7th house, I don't really know. But if it doesn't resonate, then it just doesn't resonate, all right? There's so many amazing, talented tarot readers out there for you to just click and watch. Okay, so let's get into your reading, Taurus. What's up with all these swords? And it's in your over energy. You have the Ace of Swords in reverse. You have the Queen of Swords. Why have you been acting like an air sign lately? You have trust issues. You're pissed because, the person that you're dealing with, especially in the past, is also, if you're only dealing with one person, this person was extremely hurt in the past with the Three of Swords in here because you were the Four of Chalices in a way that you didn't want to accept something from them, or you're kind of like isolating yourself from them. They were at a point in the past where they were like the Seven of Wands in reverse, meaning that they were taking away their self-defense mechanism. They didn't want to put a shelter. They didn't want to put a divider between the both of you. Again, they were ready to face you, but I feel like, when they were ready to do that, you guys were like the Four of Cups. You were not interested. You're just like, yeah, I'm not in the mood. And then, things has been really tough in the past few months when it comes to planetary alignment and stuff like that, especially last month. So I understand why you did this. But the thing is that this person, when you guys, Four of Cups in a traditional Rider-Waite tarot is kind of similar towards this one, where there's something here. I forgot where this was, where there is something that the universe wants to offer, or somebody wants to offer you something, but then you feel the need to, no, I don't want to, because I want to focus on my emotional stability. Because before we're talking about something stable, right? For it's a square, for it's something stable, and you feel like if you were to be taking that, or if you be taking chances with that, you feel that it's going to disrupt the emotional stability that you have. But if you're only dealing with one person, regardless of what, your actions with the Four of Cups in there, you feel that you still value this person so much with the Ace of Pentacles. You believe that if you were to be putting focus, attention, and energy into this relationship, it could actually lead on to the Ten of Pentacles, but it was a bad timing. It was just a bad timing. Okay, so whoever it is that you're dealing with in the past, your past person kind of like, this is your energy. You have the Queen of Swords, you have the Three of Wands in reverse, and you also have the Ace of Swords in reverse. They feel like you're kind of like quite emotionally closed off, and it's understandable because in the past you've been fantasizing like a lot of things to manifest and growth in a certain way, because Three of Wands talks about that in this particular deck of mine, but now it's in reverse. You don't feel that happening. You don't feel so excited about it and stuff like that, and now you're much more focusing on the Queen of Swords. So you're very skeptical of them. If whatever it is that they say to you, you're like, I'm very sure. Whatever actions that they're planning to do to you, that you're like, I don't really trust you with that. You're being very skeptical about it, and they feel like you guys are withholding an information or a clarity or a closure, and that kind of like add salt to their wound in the past, because they're feeling the Three of Swords and Ten of Wands. You know what I mean? Like this pain is such a heavy weight on their shoulder. And you appreciated them in the past, but it's just that Four of Cups, you're like, not interested, dude. I don't want to jeopardize my stabilities any longer. And so. I feel like in and now your energy is very masculine, because you have the Emperor card here in the middle of your energy, and it talks about the need to me, I. and also the need to protect everything that is going on. I mean, your feelings towards someone right now, the wheelie card. Life goes on. This person still loves you with the Two of Cups in here, but the energy that they are putting out there to the world or putting out there to your face is the Five of Wands. So it's a very combative type of card, but deep down inside, I mean, if you're only dealing with one person, they still love you with the Two of Cups in here, but I feel like you stopped hoping, you know, Seven of Pentacles. Like you were being very, very optimistic about it, even in the past when you kind of like wanting to isolate yourself from them and stuff like that. But in the now, it's like, nah, it's just, nah, I don't think so. And life goes on, especially with the wheel here. Sometimes you miss them, sometimes you don't. I mean, the wheel is like, it has a very, very expensive nature, but I also see the wheel as a literal wheel, you know, like the, what do you call it? I don't know, like the one that you spin. And so sometimes your focus is on your life, sometimes you miss them, yeah, sometimes you're neutral about them, sometimes you're skeptical of them. So that is the feeling. And if you're still in contact with this person would see you as somebody who's kind of like quite confusing because of that wheel, in a way that they have to enter into your life in a very perfect timing when you guys misses them, and then ta-da, they're like there. Even if when you guys are communicating, they have to enter into your life, or when, I mean, they're Five of Wands, so they're the Five of Wands. So if you're a cross watcher and if you want to get into Taurus, you have to find like the perfect timing. And second of all, you couldn't be coming to them really strongly with your points or with your arguments, because they're very, very much of a masculine side in here. Okay. Lima kartu masa depan. If you're not communicating with this person, you know, again, as I said, the face that they put out in the world and into your face is there like the Five of Wands. No, I'm not going to do it first, because they feel like here's the thing. I'm reading how they feel, okay? It's not that I'm pointing fingers. I'm just reading how they feel. So they feel like it's like two people thinking that they're in the right. And the reason why they came off so strongly right now with a very, very masculine energy, which is the Five of Wands, and they're very stubborn about it, is because they feel like in the past they were also hurt. You know what I mean? So that's where they came from. So let's see the future card, and after that we'll do the two people scenario. Six of Pentacles in reverse. They either kind of like feel hurt with you withdrawing, or they feel really, really rejected by you, or they felt like they're unheard by you, and they feel like you're withholding something, like clarity, closure, or information. They still stalk you even in the future, although they're not wanting to give anything like effort or attentions or focus into this relationship, but they still stalk you. I wanted to ask something. Anyway, let's just jump into the future first if you're only dealing with one person. So again, as I said, in the future, they're going to be stubborn about their stances. So if you guys are not communicating at this very moment, then they're stubborn about it. If you guys are fighting at this very moment, they're very, very stubborn about it. If there's like a point that they try to enforce into their relationship in the now, they're going to be very stubborn about it, and they're going to feel they're going to act kind of like quite indifferent with the Six of Pentacles, meaning that they're not going to give something like an effort and stuff like that, they're going to act quite a bit cold, but they're stalking you. And the thing about this Princess of Swords is that, especially in this particular deck of mine, as you can see, this one is stalking because she already has an information or assumption. So there's going to be like accusatory motive. It is going to be motivated by their accusations, the way that they stalk you or the way that they try to observe or figure out or find out something about you. They're doing it in private. It's like, oh, you're acting different than you were in the now, Taurus. I believe that probably right now you have somebody new, so they stalk you because they have a point that they want to prove. It's like, see, you know what I mean? But I feel like in the future, you guys are going to be less of a sword person than you are in a now, and you're going to come back to your root, which is the Venus card or the Empress card, because you get out, you got out of a period of your shadow side. You no longer wanting to be listened to hearsays or, you know, when the dark place of your side. I mean, everybody has a shadow side, and you no longer want to hear about it because life goes on, and you're going to be celebrating. I'm not going to say celebrating, but you're going to enjoy a very, very good feeling from now on until the end of June. It's a very, very good feeling with the Jupiter there. So it's a very, very expansive nature. You're going to be kind of like feeling quite fiery, and I feel like in the future, because of that type of energy, it kind of like makes you get away from your shadow side. So you're no longer going to think much about it because it's in the reverse. So you're not going to think much more about it. You're not going to have insomnia just because you're thinking about it and stuff like that. And you're going to be much more of the Empress card. So actually, depending, in the future, you're much more willing to communicate with them in a very, very diplomatic type of manner. Good one. My daughter just finished her drawing, so it was good. Yeah, if you're a cross-watcher and if you want to solve a problem with a Taurus, I feel like in the future, they're much more, you have to come to them in a very, very diplomatic manner. You cannot come to them in a very Five of Wands, like, you know what I mean? Like Five of Wands pushing an idea because it is Taurus, you know what I mean? Like Taurus are fixing, damn it. So don't do that. But if you come to them in a very, very diplomatic manner, you guys are actually willing to listen with the Empress card over here. But yeah, I don't see that happening though. They're just going to be stalking you because they have like assumptions or accusations that they try to prove, but you're ready for like a very, very diplomatic, open and transparent communications in the future. And you're going to be like a bigger person here with the Strength card, so you're going to be exercising like a lot of your patience. Taurus are known to be very, very patient until you blow up. Okay, so that is the reading if you're only dealing with one person. If you're only dealing with one person, your reading ends now. If you're dealing with two people, I want to know, it's kind of like quite pretty funny because person A is somebody who is really, really hurt by you. They have the Three of Swords here. You guys had the Four of Chalices, so you no longer want to care about them. You no longer want to accept anything. You have the Four of Cups, so you're focusing much more on your emotional stability, and they feel hurt because they feel like you guys withdrew either informations or closure or clarity, or they feel like you were not telling them the truth. This is what they feel. In the now, they're much more of the Two of Cups, but I feel like with this person, But I feel like with this person, you're very, very pessimistic. You know what I mean? In the past, before you guys were isolating yourself from them, you were very, very optimistic. You're like, you believe it, you know what I mean? And then now it's like you're much more of the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. You no longer want to believe it. And then I feel like in the future, person A is no longer going to give effort, or they're going to pull away with the Six of Pentacles in reverse in here. And your nightmares are over because you felt haunted by it a lot of times. There is a very, very strong pull, strong connections between the both of you that is crazy, that I can't even describe it over words. But I feel like as time goes by, especially in the future, you're going to get out of that period. Person B is somebody who is very, very interesting. And what I would say interesting is because of okay, so it's very interesting because person B comes into your life, and I feel like it's either they come after you first or they make the effort first. I mean, the actions, and you have the Ace of Pentacles in here. You're like, okay, you're a good person. And I like the actions because you're the type of person who likes actions over words. Yeah. Regardless of your love languages, but it's just that you like their actions. It gives you the sense of, oh, you know what, I think I can trust you because you have the Ace of Pentacles in here, in a way that you see the potential in them, and you believe that if you're patient enough, if you're consistent enough, if you're willing to put the effort enough, it could actually lead into the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, it's good. But for some reason, this person right now is the Five of Wands. So let's say, kenapa nih orang tiba-tiba Five of Wands? Okay, so the thing about this person is different than your past person. He or she was the Queen of Wands with the Five of Swords. You know, Queen of Wands is somebody who is confident, somebody who is very, very intelligent, somebody who likes to exert herself or himself. And depending on how the argument or the conversation goes, sometimes this person is like the Five of Swords, so it's dismissive over their other people's ideas because they feel like their side is better. Like with this Queen of Wands, it has to be a very, very transparent, open communication. Anyway, moving on to person B. Person B is a Princess of Chalices. So Princess of Chalices in this particular deck of mine has a very, very Neptunian quality. It's the younger water suit, especially in this particular deck of mine, in a way that their emotions, you know your first love, when you first fell in love with somebody and then you were willing to give them your all, but also at the same time you take things very, very personally and you get very, very sensitive over them. You got easily hurt by them and stuff like that. So I believe that in the past, because they felt the Ten of Wands, they felt like they were either the one who were initiating something, or they felt like they were the one who feel the most or more in this relationship for some reasons, because they take things kind of like quite personally. So in the now, how you feel towards them right now is the wheel. So it has a very, very honeymoon feel. You feel kind of like floaty. It makes you feel good. It makes you, it enlives the emperor in you. It just makes you feel good about yourself. And now I'm not going to say that they feel like they have the upper hand, but the Princess of Chalices, then the negative or the downside of the Princess of Chalices then start coming at play. So it's a very careful card. It's also a card where, especially with the Five of Wands, when they're, okay, so I see you getting interested in me right now, so I'm going to be enforcing something to you and stuff like that. And the reason why, and also one of the downside of the Princess of Chalices is that there's going to be jealousy issue. There's going to be trust issues because it's so out there. You know what I mean? Like highly idolizing somebody, when you're putting yourself out there very open without any form of, boundaries or whatever, it's so open, right? And they're going to stalk the hell out of you. And I feel like in the future, you guys are much more of like the Empress card. So you're, you know, basically like a beautiful Taurus, a beautiful Venusian that you guys are. So you're going to give them the active services. You're going to be act really nice with them and stuff like that. But it's just, I mean, this person, the person B has to deal with their moon card, with their emotions. They need to know how to do it. Okay. Yeah, I think it's getting so long. I'm really sorry about that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, Taurus. All right, I love you. Bye-bye.